Hi, Jordan. How
How
are
are
you
you
today? Oh,
doing? I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm fighting a little bit of laryngitis, kind of a cold. So if my voice sounds weird or I cough kind of sporadically, I'm alive, I'm well, but that just explains why I kind of sound like a man.
No,
My voice has dropped an octave today.
can't even tell. You sound great.
All right, thank you.
Chat number two. This is exciting. Endlewood, all
Crazy.
about your third novel.
Can't believe
So
we're
great.
here.
And it was perfect timing too, because I got your book in the mail today. It was meant to be. So super exciting to ask you questions and hear you talk about it.
Well, thank you. I'm honestly like woo woo to the post office because I literally mailed them out yesterday and I'm so shocked that you got it. So great.
Oh
They
my
must
goodness.
have known.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, do you want to do our little intro and our mission?
Yes, I'm
The ball
ready when
rolling?
you are.
Right. So welcome to Books and Findings. My name is Jordan Nyland.
And my name is Alissa Zavalianos. And this is a space where we chat about reading, writing, and the faith that binds us as friends and as Christians.
We want to exemplify Christ in everything we say and do. We hope that our conversations are encouraging in your walk as a reader, writer, and believer.
So let's get chatting.
All right.
So, Jordan, are you drinking any tea today or tonight? Or
I am drinking a peach and ginger tea. I
hmm,
feel like my Instagram page is becoming like the Every Woman a Theologian spokesperson page, but I'm drinking out of the new mug that
cute.
just launched in their new collection. It's my favorite mug.
Do you have other mugs from her collection too?
This is her second one, and I just like the way they fit in my hand. They're made by the same company that does the Magnolia mugs for Chip
Oh,
and
okay.
Joanne's. Yeah, so they're really good quality.
That's great.
But yeah, what are you drinking?
Well, I'm drinking lemon ginger tea out of my chicken mug. So yeah, very farm life over here, living the dream farm life that I wish I had. Very thankful for my life, but I, would love chickens one day. So I drink tea out of one.
Very cute.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, today for this second chat, as you all watching know, is called Endlewood. We are going to be celebrating Alyssa's third novel, which is coming out on April 18th, not 13th, 18th. I made a mistake on my Instagram. So we're just going to take the next 10, 15 so minutes to ask you some questions and hear about your process writing Endlewood and anything you want to share.
Great. I'm ready when you are.
So exciting. So first, tell us about Endlewood. What is it about?
Sure. So I think the easiest way to kind of say what it's about is to read the synopsis. So I will just read it briefly and then can kind of talk some like side points. So this is the synopsis. In Griskull, magic and deceit are forbidden, and to practice any form of them could lead to death. Holland doesn't know who she is. For reasons she can't explain, she's drawn to the tragic story, the tale of Endlewood, seeking to leave home and find where she belongs, even if it means disguising her identity, an action that could cost her everything. Marcus Sven has always known his purpose, to farm the land his father left behind and to care for his aging mother and younger siblings. Unlike his best friend, Holland, he's content with his lot in life. But when a sinister plot rocks the country of Griskull, Holland finds herself in the middle of the chaos, and Marcus's familiar rural life is upended in the midst of it. Griskull may have been right about magic all along. In this epic tale of love and loss, accompanied by mermaids, fae, and dragons, will Holland find where she truly belongs, or will she open her heart enough to realize her home has been with her this whole time? So that is the synopsis, the premise about what the book's about. But a short, concise thing, I guess, is that it's a young adult novel. It has clean romance, though that's not the whole focus, but it is more romance heavy than The Earth Treader, my other book. And it does focus on themes, as mentioned I think I mentioned it, of love, loss, and hope. So it is everything I just said and probably more that I missed, but that's kind of it in a nutshell.
That's so exciting. I can't wait to read it. I haven't read it yet. I haven't read anything except the synopsis. And I am just constantly amazed at the worlds that you create and the character development. And it's amazing. I'm so excited. But what gave you the inspiration to start writing this one?
So, I can't remember when I had first started it, but similar to starting the Earth Treader, I had already had like a prologue and a chapter for this one written and saved somewhere. So I went in after I'd finished writing the Wishing Seed um, back in uh, I think it was May of 2021. So last year,
Yeah.
last May. I was like, well, I need something else to write. So I picked up this document, and originally Endlewood was titled Holland of the Forest. And so I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And I reread everything. And I was like, yeah, I remember writing this, so writing some stuff about it. And so what initially had like, if I could remember writing it, the beginnings all those years ago, initially was my desire to write about a forest, and like, sorry, a magical forest and like the woods and the whatever lives inside there, whether it be fae or will the wisps or anything just magical. I think a lot of like Lord of the Rings. Like I know Jordan, you haven't read Lord of the Rings yet, but there's a land called Lothlorien, which is like a golden forest of trees with golden leaves. Endlewood doesn't the book the forest in Endlewood doesn't look like that, but I got some inspiration from that with a lot of the details that are inside forest that you'll find. So all that to say, I was inspired by just writing a story about a forest, and I picked it up and wanted to create it, so I just continued the story.
Hmm, that's awesome. Hearing you talk about the inspiration with the forest. Have you ever seen Into the Woods?
I have, yes. Is
Yeah.
that the musical?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, it's so interesting how such common things you can pull such meaning from them and symbolism, and yeah, that's so neat. What was your writing process like writing this? Did you write in the morning? Did you outline? What did that typically look like for you?
Yeah, good question. Um, I wish I was more of an outliner. I actually, I'm learning. I am learning to outline more, at least a little bit more, because I am organized, but I'm also organized chaos when it comes to my creative process. So this story, because I started it in May, I had a lot of the months I was writing it was mostly throughout the summer. And because of that, since I'm a teacher, I have summers off. So I did spend a lot of just any time like in the morning. I think I'm most active in the morning, so I have more time there. So I was doing a lot of morning writing, depending upon my schedule, maybe afternoon writing. And then once the school year started up, because I hadn't finished Endlewood until excuse me, until November, right before Thanksgiving, then I would wait until after work. So it was kind of a mixture depending upon when I had free time.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's awesome. Was it hard for you to stay motivated as you were writing?
Yeah, so yeah, because I struggle sometimes with staying focused, and especially with our ever increasing social media all around us. I feel like I just get so distracted. So I have to make sure, and this is what I'm going forward with like writing projects is I have to really set aside time being all right, I'm not going to look at my phone for like an hour. I'm not going to look at I'm not going to
Mhm.
go and whatever talk to people for this much time because I need to focus. I didn't really hold those boundaries for myself. Excuse me, with writing Endlewood, and I kind of was just writing whenever I had time and whenever I was not procrastinating. So I wish that I had a better system, but that's something I think I'm growing into and learning as I have this time how I'm supposed to manage it better. Um, so so yeah, it's a learning it's a work in progress, as I guess a lot of things are.
Mhm. And I can already see that you're setting those boundaries for yourself because I think I was texting you the other day. You didn't respond for a long time. And well, a long time for us is like 2 hours. And you said, "Oh, I turn off my phone because I'm trying to stay focused with writing." So you're doing it. I'm proud of
Oh,
you.
thank you. I need to continue to do it because I am not. I need to thank you. This is a good reminder to stay focused. So,
Mhm.
oh
Well,
man.
who's your favorite character to write in this book? As you were going through the synopsis, I heard Holland, I heard Marcus. I apologize if you said other names that I missed.
You didn't miss anything. Um, so there's a lot of characters in this book. Some are just mentioned once or twice. Some are just secondary characters, but they still play crucial roles. I would say my favorite to write though would be Marcus because he's both like a lighthearted trickster, but then with the death of his father when he was, I think, in his late teens, it really kind of tempered that out of him. He's more just more serious now. So, um, and then also he's trying to harbor a secret, and the secret is it's a big one. So with everything going on with him, there's just so much depth, and of course, like this is a friends to lovers romance as well. So you're gonna see, um, we're jumping into the story where we have not watched Holland and Marcus grow up. But there will be instances where you do get to have some of those flashbacks, which I think adds to the depth of the story of their character. Um, so yeah, I enjoyed writing him because he was a challenge, and I also have to say male characters tend to be more of my favorite characters to write. Females
Oh,
are,
really?
yeah, they're fun. I enjoy because I'm a female, so I can relate. But I think the challenge of writing a male character is more appealing to me, just because I prefer male characters. I don't know why. I just do.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Would you say that you relate to any one character more than another in this book?
um, Probably Holland, just because she's the main female lead, but she and I are very different. So um it's hard to say. I think I want to be more like Holland because she's more confident and she doesn't really struggle with fear, whereas Rilla and the Earth Treader struggles with fear, and that I do as well. So Holland, she has her moments where, fear will kind of come creeping in, but this book doesn't really talk about that as much. So yeah, I think I wish I was more like her, if that makes
Mhm.
sense. So yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned Rilla from The Earth Treader, your first novel, and you
Yeah.
also wrote The Wishing Seed, which came out last year. That was your second novel, and now you have your third novel. If you were to write a crossover where all of your characters were in the same world, which ones would be friends? Which ones would be enemies? What do you think?
It's a really good question. I do think Holland and Rilla would actually be they would be good together because they're opposites. So Rilla is the fearful one, and Holland is more of the bold one. But they still have like the same hearts of just like caring for people, being empathetic. I think they balance each other out. Um, I think Elowyn from the Earth Treader and Holland would butt heads. I don't think they'd get along very well. They would get along, but I don't think they would be really good friends. Um,
Even
I
hearing
think
you describe, sorry to interrupt,
no,
even
you're
hearing you
fine.
describe Holland, I haven't read the book yet, but knowing what Elwyn's character was like, I can see why they would butt heads a little bit.
Yeah, because Elwyn's very strong-willed, and
Uh-huh.
Holland isn't really. I'm not a huge fan of strong-willed females in writing, like in characters. So I try not to write them too much, but I do think they have a place. And I do think if you write a strong-willed female well, then it really can drive the or serve well for the plot. I think I kind of steer away from writing female leads as strong-willed, just because it's out of preference for me. So Holland isn't super strong-willed, but she definitely is more bold and will speak her mind, I think, more so than Rilla. So I think in that regard, they might, butt heads a little bit. Um,
Mm.
but I think Calcius from Endlewood and Joven from the Earth Treader would be really good friends because they're both lighthearted. And Calcius is Marcus's best friend, and Joven was Kaz's best friend. So there's a lot of names going around. So all this to say, Calcius and Jovan are two side characters, and I think that they add some humor to the story. They add a lightheartedness to the story, and I think that's especially important in Endlewood, where the themes are a little bit, I don't want to say darker in a bad way, but they're heavier. The themes are a little.
Mhm.
And then I do think Marcus and Kaz would find some common ground. They're the two male leads in Earth Treader and Endlewood. Though I think so, Marcus is less of a warrior, and Kaz is a warrior because he's like a soldier, but they're both fiercely protective. And Kaz is trying to outrun his past in the Earth Treader, whereas Marcus, his only hope is to preserve what he's always known. So they're very, very different in that way, but they both hold secrets. So I think they would find common ground. And then I think Mona and Lisa from The Wishing Seed, I just think they'd be like anyone's little sisters. I think that they'd be fine wherever.
That's fun. Was writing Endlewood, was it a different process than how you wrote the Earth Treader and the Wishing Seed?
I'm trying to think. So it was similar in the fact that it kind of took me 6 to 7 months to write, kind of this general time frame of how long it takes me to write a book. Um, but I would say it was different in regards to the topics. I'm not like the topics are vastly different, but Endlewood, like I said, is, deals a lot more with grief and with grief and loss. Whereas I think Earth Treader is more lighthearted and the Wishing Seed is more lighthearted, and they still have their own, problems and things that they're dealing with, the characters. But Endlewood, I feel like the whole tone is just so different. So that in itself was different with writing this book, that I kind of had to get in the right mindset, the right mental space where I was like, okay, like I'm not sad, but I have to kind of write this sad stuff. But there's hope. There's always hope. And so remembering that was important. And so I kind of was just always thinking of Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings, like yeah, very much emulating a lot of what I love from Lord of the Rings. Which maybe if you guys read Endlewood, you'll also see some of that too. But
That's neat. Yeah, even on your cover it says a tragic tale of love, loss, and hope. There's hope at the end.
yes, I can't forget about hope.
So what did you enjoy the most writing about Endlewood? Or what did you enjoy the most about writing Endlewood?
I love world building. I think world building is one of my favorite things. I love creating a world from the ground up, just from scratch, and then adding the politics and adding anything to ground it and make it feel like a real place. So what I really loved about Endlewood is, in the country of Griskel, there's this thing called name branding, which means each region, there's four on the mainland of Griskel. There's Andaman, which is the poorest region. There's Kirkus, which is the middle class, and there's Tiri, which is the upper class, and then there's Pembroke Valley, which is where the king and queen live. And it's like above upper class. It's like you can't get any more. It's like the king and queen, the palace of Famar. And so I loved creating the politics of that, because Griskel is a land fearful of magic. And with that in mind, the king and queen they have rule with an iron fist. And so with name branding, it's really cool. Maybe I should save it. I don't want to go into too much detail, so I want you to read it. But name branding, when you get to it, that was probably one of my favorite parts to add into the book. And then and just laying out the regions of what they look like and what you find there. It's just fun for me.
That's so cool. And you're actually going to be leading a workshop on world building at a virtual workshop for our alma mater, Gordon College.
Yes, I'm terrified. So pray for me.
This is your second time doing it. You're going to do great. They obviously wanted you back for a reason.
Well, thank you. I hope I do it justice. But yes, thank you. If you want to come, it's on Saturday, 3:33. What?
Oh, when this is going up, it would have already passed.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
So
sorry.
maybe by this time the video will be out. So maybe we can link that below.
Oh
If it
yeah,
is.
true. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Jordan. I forget. We don't record this a week before. So yeah, so I'm going to be leading it this Saturday. Just to clarify, I'll be leading that workshop this Saturday. Books and Bindings, this video is posting on Tuesday, but I will also be recording that world building video separately, and then we'll be uploading that video onto the Books and Bindings channel, so you can find that later
As a little bonus video.
if you want to watch it.
Yeah. Well, I have, let's see, 2 more questions for you.
Do we have time? Are we running out of time?
No, we never run out of time.
Okay.
What do you hope readers will enjoy the most about Endlewood?
Excuse me. I really hope readers enjoy the host of characters and the friendships. I think that's been, I don't know. I think there's something special about the characters in this book. Personally, maybe I'm biased, but and I also hope that people walk away encouraged to cling to hope, and our greatest hope, which is Jesus, or who is Jesus. Even though this book doesn't mention Jesus, I write from a Christian standpoint where my hope is Jesus. So even though these characters don't have, that in mind, that's at least where my heart is when I write this. So my hope is that people walk away with a yearning to just hold on to the good and the hope that is found in Jesus.
That's awesome. And then the last question, when and how can readers or can viewers buy a copy?
Sure. So you can buy a copy we can pre-order now from anywhere. And then once it drops on the 18th, you can buy it right away from Amazon, Barnes and Noble, any major retailer.
Awesome. Well, I cannot wait to read this book. I'm so proud of you, Alissa. It is absolutely beautiful. I'm just so proud of you. It's been a real blessing watching you get excited, and yeah, I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you so much, Jordan. And your encouragement has been huge, and your support has been huge. And excuse me. Yeah, it's, you always get inside, not you, but like as writers, we always get inside our heads of, is this good? Is it gonna succeed? Is it, all these different things. And realizing now it's out of my hands, like, all right, it's gonna be in the world soon. It's in your hands now. Like, you physically have a copy, like it's going out to people, and I'm like, all right, Lord, you do what you will with this. And that's all I could ever ask. So yeah, so thank you. I really appreciate all of your support.
Yeah, of course.
So I've been talking a lot, and now I get to ask you some questions. So for all of you out there listening, Jordan, you are publishing your first book. Woo!
I am. I'm very, very excited. Marzipan's First Christmas. It is a children's picture book. Yeah, super, super excited.
And everyone, it is the cutest thing, legitimately the cutest thing. I got a little sneak peek on all of everything, and I legitimately had tears in my eyes. They just didn't fall, but they pooled in my eyes. It's so precious. I cannot wait. I've already talked to people, Jordan, about how they're going to buy one for like everyone in their family. So just know you're so loved, and it's going to be great. So
thank you. I'm very excited.
I can't wait. So I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, great. So tell everyone, what is Marzipan's First Christmas about?
Marzipan's First Christmas is about a little white bunny that appears on a husband and wife's doorstep on Christmas Eve, and someone left her there. So the husband and wife welcome her in, and they introduce her to Christmas for the first time. So she's hopping around and exploring all of the Christmassy decor in their home, and she knows what it's like for the very first time to have owners and a home.
So precious. I love it. So it's so good.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no, it's great. And this is a great question too. How did you find your illustrator? Because your illustrations are amazing.
Oh my goodness. I thank you. I am so thankful. I found her on Instagram. I spent a couple months, the whole process of me writing the book took about almost 3 months, I think. And during that whole time, I was looking for an illustrator and I found Jess Bircham, which she's amazing. She's the creative director for Bunnies by the Bay. It's a company in Washington. And at the time, her bio said commissions closed. And I was like, oh. And then one day it said commissions open and I prayed about it and then messaged her right after. And she's just been the sweetest and great communication. She's so talented. I'm very thankful.
Awesome. So great. I cannot wait until all of them are finalized. I know I didn't get to see everything in full color yet, but just what she's done in just the sketches, it's just there's no word to describe it except darling. It's just darling. And I don't know, it's beautiful. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're super excited too.
Oh my goodness. It's crazy to see pictures bringing my words to life. Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, it's great. Have you always wanted to write a children's book?
Yes, I wouldn't say I've always wanted to write a children's book. It wasn't actually until about a year or two ago where I was thinking, wait a second, my biggest author role models are children's book authors. So Barbara Park, Beverly Cleary, Judy Bloom. Those were the writers that made me fall in love with writing. And so I would love to help inspire children one day to write stories of their own.
That's great. And you already, I mean, you're inspiring me. And so I can imagine there are going to be so many people eating up this book. It's so cute. And the rhyme that you've added into it as well is just beautiful. I have no doubts that when a child picks your book up, they'll feel encouraged. So
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So kind.
Well, I'm just so excited. Like I can't even. I need to contain myself, but
it really feel real.
Yeah, I know. It's you're producing, like, I know this might sound weird, but it's literally a baby. Like it's not a human, but it's a baby. Like you're pouring your time, your energy and effort into it. And I know like a human takes 9 months to grow. But honestly, this book baby is going to probably take close to 9 months totally with like all your writing and the edits and everything. So it's similar in process in some ways.
I started writing it in January and it comes out in September. So that's 9 months. I'm delivering a baby.
With 3/4 and it's a little flat.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great. So, okay, so you mentioned that it's going to be published in September. So right now, where is your book in the publishing stage?
So the manuscript is done. I have a formatter, the wonderful Victoria Lynn, who I also met on here. And then my illustrator, Jess Bircham, she finished all of the sketches of the illustrations, and now she's starting the colorization process. And every day she sends me updates, and it's so cool. I'm literally seeing it take shape every day. It's so cool.
That is amazing. And I don't know if you feel comfortable giving a deadline of when you think she's going to be done with those. Do you know, or is that kind of still up in the air?
Yeah, the goal is by the end of May, but it's probably going to be a little earlier.
Great.
So a cover reveal might happen sooner than I was hoping for.
Well, we'll stay tuned to hear and find out.
Yeah.
Exciting. So, okay. That being said, though, when can we buy a copy? Like, when is it going to? Well, you said in September, but do you have an actual set date?
Yeah. So pre-orders are going to start July 1st, and then the actual release date is September 12th of this year.
Perfect. That's so exciting.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And it's gonna go up from here. Once you get book fever, and once you start one, you're gonna want to keep going.
My goodness, I already have the publishing bug. I'm like, I have to tell every story that's ever been in my brain.
Well, we want them, so write them. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
Oh, fun. Wow. It's been, everyone who's listening, I wanted to say one thing. I have known Jordan. we've known each other, Jordan, for how long again? Since college. So we've been out of college since I don't even remember, 2016 for me, 2017 for you. So I can't do the math right now. It's probably super easy math and I cannot do it right now. We've known each other for a long time. And I've known that you've wanted to be a writer and to to publish a book for a while. And so I know that you've just said you've always wanted to, but it's just so cool to see, like, have a friend who's like hitting these milestones and being like, I'm doing it. I'm actually getting my book out there. It's just so exciting. And so I'm just really proud of you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. And I feel the exact same way. You're part of the reason why I felt like, why not now? Why not write a book and publish it right now? So thank you for being an inspiration for me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Do you want to jump to some questions we got from Instagram?
Sure.
Instagram? Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
We got a lot of writing related questions, so many great ones that I think we could have a whole episode on that. So I think we're going to save those for the next episode,
Yeah.
or the next chat, whatever we're calling this. But we do have some personal questions. Do you want to answer those?
Sure. I love how this books and bindings chat is like one giant Q&A.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, you're right.
It's like, yeah, it's great. I love it. We're just jumping around from all different things. So
it's so fun.
it is. All right. So the first question, and these are personal life questions, like Jordan said. How does
these are questions that you guys asked us on Instagram?
Oh, yes. Thank you for the clarification. All right. I took the names off of who asked these just because I was thinking, I don't know if anyone would really want their names shared. So I apologize that we didn't keep them. But for the sake of keeping you secret, we're not going to say who said what. But we had a really good question that was asked, and it says, how does your friendship impact your writing? So,
want me to go first?
Sure.
I kind of already touched on this, and I think we both did, but it's just been really exhilarating to see each other grow in our writing, in our confidence, I think, in what we put out in the world. And just being able to do that side by side is really special. And I don't have that with any other friend in my life. So yeah, it's just been a really great experience.
Yeah, and I can just echo that too. I have, thankfully, since joining the Bookstagram writing community on Instagram, I've made some wonderful friends. I know you have, Jordan, too, and some mutual friends as well. That now I have a writing community, but it's so different and unique to have someone who I've known for years who is a writer as well and publishing. So it's like, it's a sisterhood. You know, we have the real, in real life, like in person, and then online, it's together. It's like, it's just fluid in every facet of our lives, which is really sweet. So yeah, it's just, writing is a huge part of everything that we do, you know, and our thoughts and our, habits or our hobbies. So yeah, it's just really special having you as my friend to be like, wow, you're publishing, I'm publishing, and yeah, and just your constant encouragement, and I'm hoping that I can give that back to you as well. So yeah, it's just really special.
Yeah. We also got a fun question. What are your engagement stories? So we're both married. You want to go first?
Sure. So engagement stories. It was a Saturday, and this is back when I worked at the local library in my hometown, and I got a text from my then boyfriend, now husband, saying, "Hey, Alissa, would you like to go on a walk?" And I was thinking, it is a very cold day. Why am I going to go for a walk on this specific Saturday when it's so cold? And so I had right then and there, I was like, something's up. And so we went to a golf course because my husband used to work at this golf course. It's like a local place. But for namesakes, you guys don't track us down, I'm not going to say what it is. So
the creepers out there.
Yeah, all the creepers. So we went there. We've walked there before on our first date. One of our first dates, he actually took me there and we walked it in the snow. It was really beautiful. So this is February 3rd of 2018, and we go walk the same golf course. And for some reason, I was thinking in my head the whole time, I'm not going to touch him. I'm not going to even hug him because I'm afraid I'm going to feel a box somewhere in his pocket. And that box is going to be the ring. I just had a feeling that for some reason he was going to propose. So I was like, it's not going to happen because I'll be disappointed if it doesn't and whatever. By this time, we had been dating for a year and we'd already talked about it. So we knew. Anyways, so we get to the 16th hole of this golf course. And the significance about the 16th hole of the golf course is that when we first started dating back in 2016, December 2016, we had sat on the rocks on the 16th hole. And that's when we had prayed together for the first time and held hands. And it was really sweet. And so I knew if anything was going to happen, it would be at the 16th hole. And so we get to the 16th hole and we just sit down on the rocks and it's snowy. It's really sweet. And I'm starting to doubt. I'm like, it's not happening. It's not happening. And then finally, he starts saying all these nice things and takes the box out of his pocket that I knew was in there. And he gets down on one knee and asks me to be his wife. And I say yes. And then a bird flies over our heads. It's just beautiful, majestic. And it was just us. We had no photographer. And that's kind of what we wanted, just kind of low key, just us. And we took a selfie. So it was really sweet. Exactly what I had in mind, considering that I called everything that was going to happen. But it was so beautiful and I'm very thankful. So that's hopefully not too long of a story. Jordan, tell us your story.
No, you had a very sweet engagement story. So I got engaged on, I think it was June 25th of 2021. It was either the 24th or the 25th. It was a Friday after work, and like you, I knew that it was going to be happening soon. We've been talking about it for a while, and yeah, so I knew it was coming. But I didn't know it was going to happen on this day, but I dressed up a little bit nicer just in case. And he picked me up, and he was, because we were going to hang out that night. So he's like, "Oh, I'll pick you up." And hey, do you want to go to, he named this place by the ocean that we would go to a lot. And I didn't think anything of it because we go there a lot. And he was so calm. So normally when he's nervous, he talks a lot or gets fidgety, but he was just so calm. So I was like, okay, it's not happening. All right, it'll probably happen later. But when we got there, he took a tackle box and a fishing pole out of the trunk. So we're walking down to the ocean over the rocks. And that's when I started to get a little suspicious because he was going the most complicated way. I was like, the ocean's right there, just walk straight. But he was looking for a specific rock because he had a photographer positioned to take a picture of when he proposed. So he said, "Oh, climb up on that rock." And I'm looking out at the ocean. And when I turned around, he was on one knee. So it was really, really special. And then afterwards, we went back to his apartment and a few of my friends were there and they had a party and balloons and Alissa was there. It was really, really special. Yeah, it was one of the best days of my life.
So sweet. So sweet. And don't forget to mention that Matt also had a picnic for you, right?
Yes. So after he proposed, he hopped off the rock and he pulled out a picnic box from under our picnic basket from under the rock. And we laid out a blanket and champagne and salmon. And it was so nice. It was so rainy that whole day. And when he proposed, the sun just came out and it was all misty. So it felt like we were in our own little world and so private. It was absolutely beautiful.
Sounds beautiful in every single way. I love that. That's such a nice story. I forgot to mention that when Zach and I went back to my house, we actually, on the day of the engagement, we had to pick up my parents from the airport. They were flying in from the country, from overseas, and my dad had the flu. So I felt so bad that we were all so happy, but he was sick as a dog.
Oh,
So
no.
But yeah, so I'm so sweet. I'm so happy that you had an after party, like everyone to congratulate you and to be there, which is really special. And we had some family for us as well. So even though it was just us at the beginning, we did have that closure or that, excitement though. I felt bad for my dad.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, he was fine. He was enjoying himself, even though he was so
As much as
sick.
you could.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I love that story. Um, wow, okay. We have two questions left. Do you want to do both or do you want to just skip to the last one? What do you think?
I think we should skip to the last one because it's the best. Let me call my husband because I need him for this question.
That's all away. I'll entertain everyone.
I'll put him on.
Okay,
It's not working. Awesome.
I won't entertain
Oh,
people.
here we go.
We'll listen to your call.
Yes, honey.
Hi, Matthew. Can you bring in the bunny? The people want to see the bunny.
Roger that. People want the bunny.
Okay.
Bunny coming in.
All right. Bye. So you wanted to see our pets? We will show you our pets.
This is an exciting time, a momentous occasion, as they say.
Do you want to show Mooey first?
Oh, sure. And little did you all know, while this video was recording, Mooey has been sound asleep on my lap this whole time.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So sweet. So I'm gonna pick him up right now. If he looks a little groggy, that's because he's been a little lazy. But here's the little movie. Moo boy.
It's a little
saying,
paw.
Hello. Hello. And he has one fang. He has another
Oh
one, but
my
it's a little
goodness.
shorter. But he's so cute. This is him.
So sweet. I love his little tooth, how it's just sticking out.
Yeah, a bit of a he's a bit of a grump right now, but yeah, his one tooth just it stays out of his mouth the whole time. But anyways, Louie, I want you to actually see. Should I keep him up?
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you want to. Okay, so Marzipan. Oh, so Marzipan's First Christmas is based off of my real life rabbit, Marzipan. We actually did find her before Christmas. She was abandoned outside our home. And so we did rescue her. So this story is based off on her. She's in her case right now. I'm going to try to take her out, but let's see if I can do this without. Do you like our really high tech setup?
It's perfect. Oh, there's the bunny.
Oh no, the zipper. Here we go. All right, Mars, come out and say hi to everybody.
Oh my goodness. Sweet Marzi.
Sweet little Marzipan.
Marzi, wait.
Hey,
Look at the bunny, Marzi and Moo. Look,
say
Moo.
hi.
They're friends. They love each other.
Yay.
Yay, look how
Oh,
sweet.
That's Marzipan the bunny.
I love it.
I'm gonna zip her up so she doesn't escape.
He's so cute, Jordan.
Oh, Alissa, this is so fun. Chat number
Great.
2 in the books.
Woo! Awesome. I'm sorry I sound so sick. I hope I don't sound sick.
No, you really don't.
Okay, good. This was so fun, Jordan. We just had so many great questions that we asked and answered. And next month's chat, we have some really fun stuff planned. But can I share about June's chat? Is that okay if I just skip next month and go to?
Sure.
Can I do it? Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
So we are still in the progress of figuring out what next month's chat is. We have some ideas, but stay tuned, especially for June's chat, because that's when we're going to be talking a lot about Marzipan's First Christmas. So really stay tuned. I'm super excited. And that's also going to be the title of our June chat. So just mark your calendars. Next month, we're going to have some fun stuff as well. We just don't know it yet. So we'll figure it out soon.
Exciting. And then we might be having a bonus chat as well.
Yes, we are actually. We are going to be, as of now, filming a bonus chat on April 20th. And you guys stay tuned when we upload it. We'll let you know. Should we say what it is or should we kind of surprise people? We should? Okay.
Should we give a hint?
Yeah, let's give a hint. Okay. You're good at hints. I'll let you hint.
Oh, I'm good at hints. The pressure's on.
No, I can hint too.
We will be interviewing a lovely, very talented writer who we are both friendly with on Instagram. She just came out with an absolutely stunning historical fiction novel that touches on disability and faith in the 1950s. So leave a comment below if you have any guesses who that is.
See, you were perfect at that hint. That was amazing.
Oh,
So good. Yeah, I was like, I wouldn't have been able to hit that well. But yes, we are so excited. So like Jordan said, leave a comment if you think you know who it is. Yeah. And so we'll upload that probably a few days after, Jordan. Maybe we'll figure it out. We'll let you guys know.
This month. Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Great. Is that it? I think that might be it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well,
okay.
So fun.
This is so fun. I'm wondering if we should make it a more what's the word I'm trying to think of? Regular occurrence.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll work our way to twice a month.
Yeah, especially because more writing projects are coming out and we're meeting a lot more people, or at least I'm meeting a lot more people on the Bookstagram community, and I'd love to feature other writers on here as well.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully this video is not nearly as long as the first one, but I'm getting a little leery, so I'm looking at the time. So sorry, everyone.
We tried to keep it short.
We're working towards it. Yeah, I know. Maybe we could fix that. Okay. Well, Jordan, I love you, and I will see you next month.
That's good. Love you.
All right. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.